Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha. Prahladesha Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavarinda ki jai. Today we are celebrating the appearance of the Lord in his form, which is na mrigam, na manusham. It is not an animal and not a human. Yes. Stambe sabayam namrigam na manusham. This Lord who has appeared in order to fulfill, to confirm the statement of his devotee. On this day especially, we like to see good prevailing over evil. We like to see Hiranyakashipu killed. I personally feel sorry for Hiranyakashipu. All because of a small mistake. Of course, it wasn't just Hiranyakashipu, it was also Hiranyaksha. But what was their mistake? Their mistake was to have a misconception about 4 persons who were just getting ready to be devotees, who were eager to meet the Lord, to come into Vaikuntha, and they were stopped by Jaya and Vijaya. They were just performing what they considered to be their duty. Vaikuntha has a dress code. And the dress code does not accommodate naked people. So 4 little boys, 5 years old. Anyway, you know the story. We know all about the cursing and the counter-cursing and Lord Vishnu saying, actually, this is all my fault when he arrives. And we know about Lord Vishnu's motivation. He wants to have a good fight. So he arranges for this disturbance so that these two persons who are practically perfect, practically faultless, otherwise how could they be at the doorway of the seventh of seven doors, the most intimate, the closest to the most intimate part of Vaikuntha? How could they have that post unless they were really qualified? So, we know all of what happens. And something really amazing happens after their fall, and that is they seem to become very forgetful. They seem to practically lose touch with their identity as servants of the Lord, such that they become opposed to the Lord. They want to fight. Hiranyaksha wants to fight the Lord, which is what the Lord wants. And Hiranyakashipu, golden pillow, Hiranya, golden pillow, can't think of anything else except the Lord. And in the course of time, he becomes more and more and more eager to see the Lord. Largely because his son, Prahlad, is so much himself absorbed in remembering the Lord, and is therefore so powerful that Hiranyakashipu becomes fascinated by this power. We understand he is a Daitya. Daityas are always opposed to the Devas. We call them demons. And so, in that spirit of being a demon, a good demon actually wants to be destroyed, wants his or her demonic nature to be finished. And therefore they go on doing their nefarious activities. You know this word nefarious? Evil, yeah. What's the word for evil? Slovenian? Zlota? Zloben. Yeah, zloben activities. They want to come to a point of being confronted and destroyed. Hiranyakashipu had a plan. He was systematic in his planning how to become so powerful. He understood, as the demons are inclined to, they tend to only understand power. So he understood, I need to get power. So how am I going to get power? And he understood the Vedic way to get power is to perform austerity. Now, at this point, I need a volunteer. I need, let's see. You won't be happy unless you can play with your microphones, so we let you play with the microphone. Are you happy now? So I need a volunteer. How about forgetting your name? Yes. Primos, would you mind coming up here? No, don't bow down. I want you to stand facing everyone. Very good. Yes. So you're Hiranyakashipu, all right? Easy. It's not that easy. Now, you have to raise your hands up in the air like this, okay? And now you have to stand on your toes. Okay, that's pretty good. Now just stay like that, okay? Now while you're there, we need 2 more volunteers. Small people to be ants. You're so shy. Just, come on, 2 ants. We need 2 ants. Huh? A lot of ants outside. No, we need 2 ant people. Come. Yes, you can be an ant. Okay, you have to crawl around him. He's shaking. You can, okay. Keep the hands up, yeah. Okay, you're an ant and you're crawling around. We need another ant. Come on. 1 more ant. Here we go. Keep crawling around. Okay, this is Hiranyakashipu performing austerity, but not just for 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, but for how many years?
100.
100 years, celestial years. Keep going. You can also crawl up and over him, but I don't know how you'll do that. Yeah, because Hiranyakashipu is staying like this, so still that a whole ant or termite hill grows up and he comes inside of it, right? You can also go the other way around. You don't have to go. Yes. Okay, back on the tiptoes. Let's get. Yeah, now we're getting it. Okay. Pretty good. All right. So then, after 100 celestial years, you can imagine he's really got something going, so much so that now Lord Brahma is impressed. Lord Brahma, do we have a Lord Brahma?
104 heads.
4 heads? Okay, you can stop going around in circles now. You're getting dizzy now. You can go back. And Lord Brahma, you're impressed. Look impressed. Yeah, okay. And now he asks, what does he ask?
Well, see, you made such amazing austerities. I can offer you a boon, but I don't want, you are still mortal.
Oh, you're anticipating what he wants.
Yeah, because I'm immortal and he's mortal, so I don't want.
You're immortal? Are you immortal? Is Lord Brahma immortal? No.
But in Bhagavatam he says, I'm amartya and you are martya.
Oh, okay. He knows Shastra better than I do. But he's Lord Brahma. He should know better. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
He said it a little more subtle, not like,
Yeah.
He said, I'm Amartya and you are Martya, so, but still, your meeting with Amartya will not be fruitless.
Ah, okay.
He said, so you can say whatever you wish for, I will fulfill your desires.
Do you know what you're desiring?
Yes, I want to be very, very powerful, the most powerful, and also I want to be immortal.
You want to be immortal? Cool. Immortal. How do you say in Slovenian, immortal? Ne smrta. Smrta. Ne smrta. Ne smrte. Ne smrten.
That won't be possible because you are mortal. But
Не može.
ne može.
Ne može.
But your meeting with me will not be fruitless, so you can put your desires in some other way.
Then I don't want to die by the beast or a human.
Tatastu. He's a very Sanskritic Brahman.
I also don't want to die inside or outside.
What else? Weapons? Weapons?
Without weapons. Without weapons and without hands.
You don't want to die without weapons.
No, I want to die by weapons or by hands.
You want to die by weapons.
I don't want to die at all.
You don't want to die by any weapon.
Any weapon or any hand, yes.
Any weapon.
Any weapon.
Okay.
Whether it is dead or alive. You don't want to die by anything dead or anything alive.
Exactly.
Day or night.
Day or night?
Yeah, even during day or even during night.
Okay.
Okay, granted.
He's a very agreeable Lord Brahma, isn't he? So that pretty much wraps it up, isn't it? Now you're pretty much na smrtan. Na smrtan. Huh? During any month of the year? I don't think that's in the Bhagavatam. Anyway, thank you. You've all done excellent work here. Okay, let's give them an applause. Where am I? Hiranyakashipu, as I said, sometimes I feel sorry for him. We kind of look at him as a kind of ridiculous character. How foolish that he thinks he can become immortal by making this clever contract with Lord Brahma. And we all know that Lord Nrsingadev is going to cut through. He's going to honor, actually, all of the conditions, and still he's going to kill him, right? That is, Nrsingadev is going to kill Hiranyakashipu. Okay, I was trying to remember whether I've read this before here in Ljubljana, but even if I have, I thought maybe we could sort of do this again with your indulgence. Some time ago, I wrote a kind of a sketch with the purpose of highlighting some of aspects of Hiranyakashipu's foolishness. And when we hear this, we can be thinking about our own foolishness in thinking that we can make a permanent arrangement in this world. Okay? I did a little sketch. It's called Mr. Pillow on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Have we gone through this before? Any of you remember? No. Okay. Should we do this? It's a little bit special. Here we go. First, I have a description of Mr. Pillow. He's swaggering. You know the word swaggering? He walks in. He's very proud. He walks into the studio, and everybody in the audience, they're cheering, "Yay, Mr. Pillow." And he's dressed like King Louis XVI. He had these fluffy sleeves and silly clothes. And he's wearing heavy gold jewelry. And you've heard of Oprah Winfrey? Everyone's heard of Oprah Winfrey, right? So she greets him and welcomes him, and they shake hands, and when they shake hands, her eyes bulge out because he squeezes her hand so tightly. Anyway, they sit down on a couch, an L-shaped couch, as they usually do in these shows, and everyone becomes quiet, and Oprah says, "So, Mr. Pillow, Mr. Gold Pillow, we're so glad you could take the time out from your busy schedule to come on our show. I understand you're now managing the whole universe. That must keep you quite occupied." And Mr. Pillow says, yes, busy indeed. But it's no problem. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm always happy to meet my subjects in the media. It actually makes my work easier to remind everyone who is the boss. And Oprah Winfrey says, "Right, so I hope you don't mind if I ask you some questions. People are very anxious. I mean, anxious to find out more about you, since everyone hears so many rumors." You know what rumor is? What is rumor? Brother Luro. Govoritsa. Yeah. So Mr. Pillow says, rumors, it's all your fault, you media people. All rumor mongers don't care a bit for the truth, just stirring people up with false news, confusing them. The truth is, I've said it to the media repeatedly. And Oprah Winfrey says, right, so this will be an opportunity to clear things up. Great. So my first question has to do with child abuse. People say that you and your eldest son, Prahlad, haven't been getting along very well, and that you've been, shall we say, making some trouble for him. And Mr. Pillow laughs loudly, and with a red face and a bulging neck. Now he's enraged. He says, lies, lies, all lies. And then he stretches his hand and he cracks his knuckles, cracking the knuckles. And then suddenly, very softly, almost like a whisper, he says, "My son, my dear boy, he is so sweet, so charming, so cute." And he says such cute things. One time, I had him sitting on my lap and I asked him what is the best thing he had learned in school that day. You know what he said? Do you know what he said? It was so cute. He didn't directly answer me at all. Instead he said, "My dear father, O best of the demons." Demons! He said, "I think the best would be for you to go give up everything and go to the forest and meditate." Ha 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 ha. That boy can be so cute. Such a joker, Bright boy. One day, he'll, just like a chip off the old block, follow in his dad's footsteps. One day, I don't know what he will do to me. And Oprah says, "I see. So, you weren't angry with him when he said that about you retiring to the forest." And Mr. Pillow says, "Angry? Why should I be angry? It was actually a good idea." I often think like that. Why am I going to all this trouble for the welfare of the world? Why not just give it all up and go to the forest and live peacefully in harmony with nature? I could be a good, humble environmentalist, reducing my carbon footprint to zero. Use solar power to heat my torture chamber. Okay, I was a bit worried when my son said that because I didn't realize at first that he was just joking. Yeah, so when he said that, I called in his teachers just to make clear to them what's their job. He's a good boy. He just gets confused sometimes. He starts talking some nonsense about Vishnu, as if he knows anything about Vishnu. If anyone knows about Vishnu, it's I, since it is I whose brother was cruelly and unjustly killed by Vishnu. Oprah Winfrey says, "Well, so tell me, Mr. Pillow, it seems that after all these years, you still haven't come to terms with your brother's death." People say, Pillow interrupts, "All lies. I'm completely at peace on this subject." Shanti, shanti, shanti. As I counseled my lamenting relatives after his sudden and meaningless death at the hands of that wild beast, I don't even want to say his name. As I counseled my relatives, we must understand and accept the inevitability of death, that we are eternal spiritual beings. So there is nothing to lament. The relatives were all very touched by my preaching. And Oprah says, Oprah Winfrey, "Oh, I see. So then later, when you went to the wilderness and performed austerities, eventually forcing Lord Brahma to benedict you with indestructibility in all imaginable circumstances, that was because you," and Mr. Pillow interrupts, "that was because someone has to take the burden of setting things right in the world. And this can't be done properly if you are vulnerable to death. since there will be lots of opposition. One cannot be sentimental. Sometimes heads must roll. It's as simple as that. To maintain law and order, someone is bound to get hurt. Oprah Winfrey says, "You seem to have a point there. I can see that you're a deep thinker." And Mr. Pillow says, "Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I'm such a deep thinker. I think of everything." One has to plan everything with a cool head. I keep a cool head. And Winfrey says, "I see, yes, quite cool head." And she winks to the audience. "Now tell me, Mr. Pillow, some people say that you perfectly fit Krishna's description of the demonic mentality that he provides in his Bhagavad Gita. Would you say this is a fair assessment of your character?" And Mr. Pillow says, "Madam, you have to understand, people completely misread the Gita. Actually, the whole Gita is an appropriate and accurate glorification of myself." Now you have to hoot and howl. Hoot and howl. The audience are hooting and howling. There, okay. Mr. Pillow holds up his hands, and then he says, "Let me explain. Shall I? Shall I?" And Winfrey said, "Yes, Mr. Pillow, please do. We're all ears." And Mr. Pillow says, "You see, there's a passage in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in which Krishna is telling my pastimes. People think he is speaking in parody, but actually he is saying accurately what it is that I do. I say, and he has accurately quoted me, "So much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more." See? These are just facts. This is what's actually happening. It's so obvious. And then Krishna, quoting me, says, "He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy." And Oprah says, okay. Look, what you're saying is that this all does apply to you. So you are confirming what people say, that this chapter is describing you. And Pillow says, "Oh, absolutely, including the first 3 verses of chapter 16. See, this is what people get wrong. All those Daivi Sampat, divine qualities, listed in these first 3 verses, they're all about me. And I will prove it." "Okay," says Oprah. We don't have a lot of time, but go ahead briefly. And Pillow says, first quality is fearlessness. Have you ever seen me afraid? Everyone is afraid of me. That's how I'm fearless. I make everyone afraid of me. Except that rascal son of mine, Prahlad. He's not showing any fear of me, but I'm working on him. Next quality, purification of one's existence. Now, everyone knows I spent countless years doing extreme austerity, standing on one leg, my body transformed into an anthill. You try that and see how far you get, huh? So yes, whole existence purified. So much so that Brahma himself came and offered respects. Then, next quality, cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Like I said, when my brother was killed, I counseled my relatives on spiritual knowledge. Yes, we get together once a week for nice satsanga and bhajan, in which the family members all hear about spiritual knowledge and about my glories. And Oprah says, oh, how charming. Mr. Pillow, you get together with your family. And is that when you torture your son, Prahlad? Pillow says, no, I don't torture my son. He tortures me. He is always going on and on about this Vishnu. Look, there is no point in bringing this up again. You see how he tortures me. He says things like, I get my power from the same source as you get your power. He speaks in such riddles like that. I can't even understand what he's saying. When he says these things, it's like he is taunting me. Taunting, you know this word? Like he's provoking, taunting, making fun of me. It's so painful. I get this sharp pain in my gut, and it gets worse and worse. I've been to see many doctors, but they can't find anything wrong. But it becomes unbearable, and I have such nightmares, especially if I fall asleep early during twilight. Sometimes I'm just so tired it happens. This monster comes roaring like a cosmic lion. He lifts me up and stretches me out on his lap, and then he digs his claws into my belly and draws my intestines out. And then, my son, my dear son, he just stands there. He doesn't even try to defend me from this monster. No, 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 don't! And he collapses on the floor. And then Oprah jumps up, and she's confused, and she smiles, and she says, Mr. Pillow, please, wake up, please, calm down, it's okay. We didn't mean to upset you like this. We'll take a break now, and we'll give you some time to compose yourself. Then we will continue in a very civil conversation. You see, we all just want to understand you better, that's all. And Mr. Pillow is lifted up and carried off the stage by some set hands. And then a young boy dressed in school uniform walks onto the stage and stands near Oprah, facing the audience with joined palms. This is Prahlad. Prahlad says, I'm so sorry if my father created a disturbance on your show. You see, he really wanted to be a good man, but he suffered from great delusion. I tried to help him understand, and sometimes I thought he started to hear me. You see, my father, Mr. Pillow, was greatly inquisitive. He always wanted to know, where is he? Where is this Vishnu? He was not an atheist. He was searching for God, wanting to find him. His only fault was that he could not control his mind, which became his greatest enemy. I don't think he will be coming back to your show after the break. But no worries, he's now again with his brother, and they're happily keeping guard at the gate of Vaikuntha, the eternal television studio where Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, is the eternal star, attracting the eternal star attraction in his ever new, ever fresh pastimes with his best performers, his friends. There, in Vaikuntha, is no delusion, only clear and uplifting vision of truth in all its glory, the supremely glorious, supreme person. And Oprah says, "Oh, thank you, Prahlad. We do wish the best for your father and his brother, and we look forward to interviewing you next week on this show." Hare Krishna. I took some liberties. With the show. With the Bhagavatam. But I thought, well, we all know what happens, and I thought this might help us to think about how things go in the present day amongst us in our present society, because all sorts of people seem to act in ways that might remind us of Mr. Pillow, but also we may find something of Mr. Pillow within ourselves, and that's why we pray, and I'll end with this, as we chanted in the Yagya, Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya Namastejas Tejase Avir Avir Baba Vajranaka Vajradangstra Karmachayan Randhaya Randhaya Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Abhayam Atmani Bhuishta Om Shaum. Yes, it's a prayer actually that the Lord appear in our heart and destroy the little Hiranyakashipu that's there. Karmashayan, it's referred to, Karmashayan, the desire for fruitive result. Desire for fruitive result means desire to ultimately to use power to overpower others. That's really what it comes down to. And so this prayer is very nice. So on this day, we celebrate Nrsingadev's appearance to accomplish this for us. And we pray for ourselves and we pray for the world, as Prahlad does in the next verse, in the 5th canto. Svastyastu vishvasya kala prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mitodia manas chabadram bhajatadat hokshaje aveshyatam no matir api ahaituki. May all people in the world, including all envious persons, give up envy and take to devotional service, because in this way everyone will be happy. So this is also the devotee's prayer in the mood of Prahlad Maharaj. Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki. Shri Prahlad Nrsingadeva ki. Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Nrsingadeva ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavarinda ki. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.